Here we go. Welcome to Muscles and Magic the Gathering Live. We're going to try this again. We're having technical difficulties all over the place. I had to fix just something a little quick, so hopefully we are back online now. For everyone who was helping me out in the comments before, this is actually a little bit of an experiment because I got a brand new laptop, but let me know if you can hear me. I think I changed the settings correctly. I think we are good to go. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Smash that like button. Let me know if stuff is working accurately. Don't make me go grab a piece of computer paper and write out a message to put on the screen. Can you hear me? That's the real question. I think I fixed the issue, but I want to know for sure. So as we wait for some people to come online here, and I've got my viewers in, I see you pouring in, let's start to discuss how the Jeweled Lotus, it's time for it to make a comeback. It can save the game of Commander. The committee banned it. Wizards decided to not unban it, which I think was a horrible mistake, by the way. Michael, Big B Burrier, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I figured out what the issue was, and we have sound now. But Wizards decided not to unban the Jeweled Lotus. I just ordered a bunch of them, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 Jeweled Lotuses. But again, I think Magic made a massive mistake not unbanning this card. And it is my opinion that the Jeweled Lotus can save the broken state of Commander today. And to demonstrate that, we are going to do a little bit of deck tech. We're going to focus on my dinosaur deck, but I might show off my Sephiroth deck. I might show off my new bunny deck. Yes, I made a rabbit deck, not complete yet, currently under construction. But we're going to do some deck tech. We're going to talk about why the Jeweled Lotus absolutely needs to make a comeback, all right? 15 of them, MTG Godzilla, you are right. There's never been a better time to buy Jeweled Lotuses, everybody. Trust me, they're down to about 30 bucks. And I promise you, these will be unbanned within 2 years. I'm hoping for next year, but they have to unban this card, and I'm gonna show you why, all right? This came to me the other day when I was trying to work my dinosaur deck. And you're right, Dr. Cloud, it will go on the Game Changers list, but I'm going to show you why. Let's just show off these Jeweled Lotuses here for people who are new that are coming, because we got all the Jeweled Lotuses. Maybe this can just be the background to our show. But here's why the Jeweled Lotus needs to get unbanned. So I have a dino deck. My dino deck right now is based on Morphon the Boundless. I wanted to do a 5-color dino deck. Why did I want to do a 5-color dino deck? I wanted to include Nezahal the Primal Tride. I wanted to include the Indominus Rex. I wanted to include the Crestley Mosasaurus, Blue Loyal Raptor, the Indoraptor, which has got a black color in it, but I wanted to include the Compy Swarm, which I think is a great card, all right? So I wanted to do a 5-color dragon deck to include all the dragons. It turns out that trying to make a 5-color dragon deck is almost unplayable. And why is it almost unplayable? Because Morphon costs 7. Like, there's no way you're getting that commander out fast. I mean, maybe if you get a Soul Ring and an Arcane Signet and like a Grim Monolith turn 1 or something like that. But in today's game of Commander, where turn 7 or 8 is the late game, where people are ramping fast, how can you compete when you have a 7-drop commander? The big commander suffers unnecessarily because the Jeweled Lotus is gone. And people didn't realize this. The Jeweled Lotus was the only thing that allowed me to play that big commander. Now, by comparison, where the Jeweled Lotus is maybe a little bit broken, where people had the problem, is when it allows me to bring Sephiroth out turn 1. So I do get that, right? There's like a double-edged sword here, okay? And I actually just got to plug in my light because we ran out. I apologize. Let's fix that right now. So here we go. I am still here. We're just getting on the light because it is hard to see. There we go. So, the Jeweled Lotus, where it's a double-edged sword, and I apologize for that little technical difficulty. I'm just having all kinds of difficulties tonight, guys. I was so excited to get my Jeweled Lotuses. I did not set up right. And the muscles, all the blood flows to these things. So, here is the deal. The Jeweled Lotus might give Sephiroth a bit of an edge because you can bring it up turn 1. But I think the negative of the Jeweled Lotus, someone being able to bring out a commander super fast, is not outweighed by the positive it would bring to something like Morphon the Boundless. Because right now, I'll be honest with you, Morphon is almost unplayable without the Jeweled Lotus. Now let's take it a step further. Let's say you don't want Morphon the Boundless as a Jeweled Lotus or as your commander anyway. So let's look at the other 2 dinosaur commanders and let's see if you can guess what they are. What are the obvious 2 choices for dino commanders? Put your answers in the comments right now. Smash that like button. But you know what they are, or you should know. Come on, let me see your best guesses. What are the obvious 2 dino commanders? Because I am reworking my dino deck. I'm going to break it down to 3 colors. And my obvious choices are Gisulf, Sun's Avatar, and Pantlaza. Those are my 2 choices, right? These are the 3 colored dinos. Now I still run into the same problem. Gisulf is almost unplayable because it costs 8. Now if you manage to get it down on the field, it's a game ender. Whenever Gisulf, Sun's Avatar deals combat damage to a player, reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Put any number of dinosaur creature cards from among them onto the battlefield and the rest onto the bottom of your library in a random order. It's a great card. But the casting cost is 8. I can't play that. Like, what if it gets countered turn 1? That is an issue. On the other hand, Pantlaza is at least somewhat playable. It's a casting cost of 5. I am going to rebuild my dino into 3 colors because Morphon's unplayable. But by that logic, Gisulf has almost become unplayable too. I know it's a favorite for people, but Pantlaza is going to go way faster. Now, Gisulf will be in the 99, but Pantlaza is the obvious choice because of casting cost. So there's another commander that bites the dust because it just can't keep up. And you're not going to be able to keep up with commanders like Gisulf or with Gisulf because of that. Now, MTG Godzilla, the problem's not the Lotus, the problem's overpowered cards. You know, you bring up a really good point, but, dude, we're not putting that back in the box. Like, the Esper Sentinel is here. Kinnan, Brawn and Prodigy is here. Rogarth, Son of Rogarth, or whatever it's called, is here. Cloud is here. Sephiroth is here. Look at that dysfunctional Vivi, and I love Vivi, but it's here. We're not putting that back in the box, and here's what's the problem. If Magic releases a set with no powerful cards, all people do is complain and nobody buys it. Nobody's excited. Like, you gotta constantly push the envelope. There was a day, and you're talking to a guy that's played since day 1, where a Shivan Dragon or a Serra Angel was the best creature. A Thicket Basilisk, a Senger Vampire, like those are the big 4. Can you imagine a world where Serra Angel was like an alpha dog creature? That's wild. Now you're dealing with Drannith Magistrates, Esper Sentinels. We had Dockside, we had Hull Breacher. Vivi is insane. You're going to have to come up, even in Tarkir, they came out with Voice of Victory, another stellar card. So the power creep, that's great. The overpowered cards, they're not going anywhere, MTG Godzilla. Like, that's out of the box. And by the way, people don't want to buy sets if there's no good cards. You need good A-level cards. We have to ban so much to try and, like, peel back on the power creep. It's the way it is. So here we are. And, again, the Jeweled Lotus, right now, I don't have the option to build a Giselle Sun's Avatar deck because I can't get the commander out without the Jeweled Lotus. And I've heard a lot of talk about this. This just isn't my opinion. A lot of people are saying, oh, we missed the Jeweled Lotus. It's the only thing that allowed us to play our big commander. The same people that were crying to ban it are now crying that they can't play their big commander. Like, it is a problem because they go against a small commander and they get worked. Case in point, I'm actually going to show you a fun little deck I've been working on. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not complete. Dr. Clown, they're going for like 30 bucks. I want to buy like 100 of them. And I promise you, when it does get unbanned, and it will get unbanned, they're going to jump to 100. It's the safest investment in Magic the Gathering right now. It's the cheapest they'll ever be, and they will never go down. So I'm actually going to show you a commander deck I'm kind of excited for. And I'm going to, this is the commander right here. And I'm going to show you this. And I'm going to tell you that Giselle cannot compete with this. Because it's just too fast. Not without the Jeweled Lotus. What do you think this commander is? No one will ever, 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 ever guess. This commander will take down Giselle. I will give you a minute to think about that. What commander do you think would just run over Giselle? Tell me. Take a guess. No one will ever guess this, by the way. If someone guesses this, it will blow my mind. It means you actually have a camera in my house or some weird, creepy thing like that. Michael, yeah, I want to play my big commanders. I have a lot of big commanders I love. Icy, the Tyrant of Gear Straight, is almost unplayable right now compared to certain decks because you can't catch up. Like, it's a great deck if you're playing other people who have slow-moving commanders. But the point of commander is to get my commander out. I don't want to take apart my 5-dragon deck. It worked when the Jeweled Lotus was here. It doesn't work now without the Jeweled Lotus. Now, I don't care. I play with banned cards anyway because I hate the banned list. But the Jeweled Lotus needs to make an appearance. So I got this commander I want to show you. And I know people love their Giselle Sun's Avatar card. All right? But I promise you, this card would run it right over. This commander would destroy the Giselle deck. Because the Giselle deck just moves way too slow. And I'm actually looking for it right now. Here it is. What commander would run this over? Tell me. Leave your guesses and smash that like button. Come on, take a guess so we can move on with the show. You'll be shocked. I'll give you a hint. It's a tribal kinfolk deck, and the commander moves insanely fast. It will swarm Giselle Sun's Avatar. Doesn't have a chance. If you're thinking Lathril, you're close. If you're thinking Krenko, you're close. It is none other, Dr. Clown, than Phineas Ace Archer. You think that's funny, don't you? Laugh it up. Rabbits. How bad can it be? Vigilance, Reach. And whenever Phineas H. Archer attacks, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control that's a token or a rabbit. Then if creatures you control have total power 10 or greater, draw a card. So I'll tell you what's in this deck. Get ready. And I ordered a bunch more. Heir apparent, 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 heir apparent. There's a ton of heir apparent decks. We also have a renewed solidarity. We also have a caretaker's talent. I'm looking for some other key cards in here. We have a tribute to the World Tree. We have an Oak Hollow Village. We have an Enduring Vitality. Creatures you control have add 1 mana of any color. We also have a Mondrak. We have an Odra. We have a Pollen Hair Shield. Kadira, Color of the Small. A Jackrabbit. Do you have any idea how fast this deck goes off? The Beauregard Mentor, the Valley Mite Caller, a Triumph of the Hordes. Do you have any idea? And I love it, Dr. Clown. Do you have any idea how fast this deck goes just bonkers? If I get Phineas out, a couple of those heir apparents, I start making tokens and Phineas takes off, it's game over, man. Like, you can't catch up. All of a sudden, I have 5 million. What if I get the Sandstorm Challenger, or the Sandstorm Challenger Salvager out? Not Challenger. When Sandstorm Salvager enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature token. Then you tap it, put a 1/1 counter on each creature token you control. They gain trample till the end of turn. Like, for real, by like turn 5, I have like 9 million rabbits just going bonkers. So you get a Gisself out, you get a couple of dinos. Like, big deal. I got all kinds of chump blockers. I am making millions of tokens. I have a doubling season in here. Like, I'm sorry, a 2-drop commander, if you build the deck right, is almost unbeatable. That's why Vivi is so tough to beat as a commander. Like, never mind banning Vivi from standard, Vivi in commander is a massive, massive problem. And I'm not here to talk about banning Vivi. I don't think it should be banned, but the Lotus allows this to maybe have a chance. But when you ban Lotus, you doom Gisself to extinction. See what I did there? Really unfair. Can't do it. Bring me the Jeweled Lotus back. You bring me my Jeweled Lotus back, I can play with my big commanders, and away we go. And by the way, I am going to do some deck tech right now because I play with Jeweled Lotus. I don't care. I think the banned list is nonsense. I think the committee listened to a bunch of just people that cried. They hate every card. And you know what? You can never appease people. They hate every card. There's a never-ending list of cards that make them salty. And so it's kind of like you got to ban every card or you unban every card. Let me ask you a question. What's worse? A Thassa's Oracle, legal by the way. A Vivi and Agatha's Soul Cauldron, legal by the way. Or a Dockside Extortionist. Dockside ain't looking so bad. Even if you use it with Emil the Blessed, unlimited mana, Vivi gives you unlimited mana anyway. It's not that bad. What's more oppressive? The Jeweled Lotus or a Mana Crypt, or like Narset? Really? Like, Narset's the worst, it's the most horrible card in the world to play on people. And I love it. I put it in all my decks. But I would much rather see you slap down a Jeweled Lotus or a Mana Crypt than a Narset. I would much rather see you slap down a Hull Breacher than a Narset. People talk about Tinker being an unfair tutor for artifacts. Fine. What about Thassa's Oracle? You can't interact with it. I can interact with whatever you bring out from a tinker. I can interact with it. I can deal with it. I cannot interact with a Thassa's Oracle. It's a problem. Now, I've had a talk to some people, and they're like, well, maybe we should ban Thassa's Oracle. That's not the point. The point is, with power creep, with cards getting more and more powerful, we can't just arbitrarily decide to ban stuff. It's ridiculous and it's silly. Like, I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense. So there we have it. You know what I mean? So I'm actually looking online here, just making sure everything's in order because we had some technical difficulties. All right. We get rid of that. All right, so hello from Ireland, Storm and Wolf. I get a little bit distracted for a minute, just making sure everything's working right. But I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys. Should we free the Jeweled Lotus? And it looks like my live is still working good. Just needed to check that out. Beautiful. Wonder why the picture doesn't work. Probably because I didn't upload it. That'll do it. Dr. Clown, you're right. As long as it's a game changer, we're fine. In fact, I'm in favor of bringing back Jeweled Lotus, bringing back Mana Crypt, bringing back Primeval Titan, bringing back Hull Breacher, bringing back Dockside Extortionist, bringing back Biorhythm. Just make them all game changers. I think that solves a lot of the problem, to be honest with you, to be real. That's it. That's all we gotta do. All right? So, Jeweled Lotus coming back. On that note, who wants to take a look at Sephiroth, guys? Who wants to take a look at my Sephiroth deck? I'm actually so close to completing it. Let's go. All right. And we are going to stick a Jeweled Lotus in it. All right? Tolarian Academy. Bring back my Tolarian Academy too, Storm and Wolf. Smash that like button if you like the Tolarian Academy. Pretty please. Pretty please. All right. Let's look at Sephiroth. So first of all, you have Sephiroth, the one-winged angel. To make this card go. Now, I realize I have the Japanese version of it up. The deck on my Mox field is called the One-Winged Angel. And what does Sephiroth do? Whenever Sephiroth enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw a card. Whenever another creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life, you gain a life. This is the fourth time this ability has resolved. Transform Sephiroth. And you transform it to Sephiroth, the one-winged angel. And as this creature transforms, you get an emblem. Whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses a life, you gain a life. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice any number of other creatures. If you do, draw that many cards. Great, great, great. Now, I realize I do not have an exquisite blood in here. I need one. I just didn't have one, so I don't have that combo included. But we got a Tevish Stat, Doom of Fools. Great sacrifice engine, and it creates a lot of sack fodder. A Cursed Marauder. When a Cursed Marauder enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a non-creature token. We have Iara, First of Locthwain. Great card to include. It's almost an auto-include in a mono-black deck. Bloodghast, able to get it back from the graveyard with every landfall to just keep sacrificing with Sephiroth. Braid's Arisen Nightmare. Drivnard, the Carnage Dominus. If a creature dying causes a triggered ability, a permanent you control to trigger, it triggers an additional time. We got Endrixar, Master Breeder. Again, sack fodder. Little known card, the Forsaken Miner. You commit a crime, it returns from the graveyard to the battlefield. Gravecrawler. There's all kinds of unlimited combos with Gravecrawler in this deck. All right, we have Grief. Yes, free the Griselbrand. Free the Griselbrand, please. And Starman Wolf. If Gaia's Cradle's legal, you got to make Tolarian Academy legal. Jadar, the Ghoul Caller of Nephalia. Another great card for sack fodder. Marionette Apprentice. Morbid Opportunist. Orcish Bowmasters. Phyrexian Obliterator. This is a beautiful Sephiroth deck. Worth about $1,200, by the way. Pitiless Plunder. Reassembling Skeleton. You know, my girl Shieldred had to make an appearance. Starscape Cleric, super underrated card. The Raven Man, another super underrated card. Check this out. At the beginning of each end step, if the player discarded a card this turn, create a 1/1 black bird creature token with flying, and this creature can't block. Each opponent discards a card, activate only as a sorcery. Great card. Umbral Color Zealot from Edge of Eternities. Sacrifice another creature artifact, surveil 1. The Vein Ripper. People forget about that in the Sephiroth deck. Viscera Seer. The Warren Soul Trader. That's one of the ones. You have that, a Phyrexian Altar, and a Gravecrawler. Infinite. The Wriggling Grub. Absorb into Time. Agadeem's Awakening. Blasphemous Edict. Free Fast Bond is right. Demonic Tutor. Diabolic Intent. Toxic Deluge. Feed the Swarm. Reprocess. I might take that out for a lower casting cost card, but I like it, and I like the Secret Lair vibe. Thoughtseize. Yawgmoth's Will. I have a ton of those. Deadly Dispute. Deadly Rollick. Fell the Profane. Flare of Malice. Insane underrated card. Smash that like button if you're liking the Sephiroth deck. Snuff Out. Ashnod's Altar, Bolus's Citadel, Phyrexian Altar. We got a Soul Ring. We have a Swiftfoot Boots, Sword of Light and Shadow. Check this out, Tarian's Journal. I actually didn't know this card existed. I found it by accident opening Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Sacrifice another artifact or creature, draw a card, activate only as a sorcery. Okay, that's great. It's a sack outlet. If I discard my hand, which, by the way, if I only have a couple of cards left, great. Great White Productions, how are you? But look at this, a Tomb of Alkazolts. Add a mana, and then you may cast a creature spell from your graveyard this turn. That one guy. Hey, what's your thoughts on a Sanguine Bond and Exquisite Blood in a Sephiroth deck? Yes, because those two make an unlimited combo. If you figure out a way to do damage to your opponent with those two things on the board, game over for everybody at the table. You instantly win. So yes, one guy, 100,000,000%. Sanguine Bond, Exquisite Blood, yes, 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 and yes. I actually need a Sanguine Blonde in here, and I need an Exquisite Blood. I just don't have an Exquisite Blood. The Darkness Crystal, probably going to get removed for Sanguine Bond. Bitter Blossom, Black Market Connections, Gate to Phyrexia. We could probably also, Grave Pact, another great card. Necropotence, great card. Recurring nightmare. Get this off the banned list right now. Meat Hook Massacre. Yawgmoth's Bargain. That might go. Insane card, but it might go. Then Baradur, City of Shadows, Nyxos, Shrine to Nyx, and a bunch of swamps. Great card. Now, I do need a Sanguine Bond for this. 100% Sanguine Bond goes in this deck. Bloodthirsty Conqueror would be an amazing card too, Michael, but I don't got one. I do have one. It's in my Edgar Markov deck. I probably could take it out because it takes 3 pips. That's an issue, honestly. I think Markov might work better without it. It's really hard to have a 3 black mana card in. That's why I took Vein Ripper out of my Edgar Markov deck in a 3-color deck. Like, you just might not get the mana fixing that you need. So that becomes problematic. I don't want to take it out because of theme. But I think Bloodthirsty Conqueror would go better in my Sephiroth deck, to be honest with you. Let me figure out, where can I get a Sanguine Bond from? It looks like there are some in... Ooh. Iconic Masters, Lord of the Rings, Wilds of Eldraine, Secret Lair, Core, Commander, Time Spiraled, Core, Secret Lair. So let's see where Exquisite Blood comes from. Secret Lair, there's a nice one. Jumpstart. Avacyn Restored. Yeah, I need a Sanguine Bond, but I don't have one. Right, just unban everything. Put it on the Game Changer list. Create an unbanned list for Bracket 5. I agree 100% Storm and Wolf. And Michael, yeah, it's actually not bad in a mono black deck. Like, in a mono black deck, I think it only costs... Well, let's see. I think it costs 4. No, it costs 5, right? And it only takes 2 black pips. My bad. I was thinking of not the Bloodthirsty Conqueror. I was thinking the Bloodletter of Alcazolz. That's another good card. That's the one with the 3 black pips. Honestly, if they would unban Jeweled Lotus and start putting them in precons, it would fix a lot of the issues. Yeah, people would love it. People would love it. I wouldn't, because I just bought a bunch of Jeweled Lotuses. But yeah, I mean, if you put them in precons, that would be a good solution too. Because it is kind of a commander-enabling card. And by the way, it does bring up another really interesting point. All right? You just show Sephiroth here. I'm going to look for a card, because I'm about to put the Jeweled Lotus in my deck. But I'm going to look for a card that's better than Sephiroth. Here it is. It's a mana ramp card, not that's better than Sephiroth. This is a mana ramp card that is better. It's face down right now. That is better than the Jeweled Lotus. What do you think it is? And it's totally legal. Totally legal. I'm adding the Jeweled Lotus to my deck, by the way. Just because of this card, to be honest with you. There we go. 96 cards in this deck. I have 4 left. We gotta get 4 creatures, but what do you think this card is that's better than the Jeweled Lotus? Okay, let's play a game. What legal mana ramp card is better than the Jeweled Lotus? You're not wrong on that, Burrier. Dark Ritual is a great card because you're just not stuck using it on your commander. Now, that's not the one I was thinking of because I do need to add a Dark Ritual to this deck. But it's a card everybody plays with. Everybody on the planet. It goes in every commander deck ever. And it's more powerful than a Jeweled Lotus. You see, the committee told us they're trying to protect the game. The committee told us they were worried about power. The committee told us it was about integrity. It wasn't about sales. It wasn't about we're the, high and mighty end all be all people of Commander and this is good for the game. This card here is more toxic than a Jeweled Lotus. And to prove it, play this card turn 1. Watch what happens to you at the table. Tell me. Come on. And you know what? I'm actually with JLK on this. I don't think Ristic Studies should be banned. I think a bunch of stuff should come off the ban list. But on that note, if you want to keep Ristic Study unbanned, you got to unban all my other cards. I'm just saying. So, what card? That one guy wouldn't care what the people at the LGS say. I play banned cards all the time. Oh, you got it. More toxic than a Jeweled Lotus. You can play with your Soul Ring. I'm allowed to play with my Jeweled Lotus. That's just a fact. Sorry, not sorry. Unban Emrakul. Yes, free Emrakul. So there we have it. Bring the Jeweled Lotus back. By the way, you guys like my Sephiroth deck? Here, let's do something fun, rapid fire. Let's look through Sephiroth. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask here on my phone, look stuff up. You know how it is. What can we add to this Sephiroth deck? Jason, you're right. That's another great point. Jason, welcome to the show. I am stealing that. You're right. If you play it late game, it's almost useless. Great point. The only stuff that should be a discussion is stuff they do not reprint ever, like Power 9. I mean, there's an argument to even free the Power 9. Just saying. Like, really, think about this here, right? Some people would disagree. They're not reprinting a Gaia's Cradle, and that's totally legal. So why can't I play with a Time Walk? And by the way, interestingly enough, I have Time Walk and Temporal Mastery in the same deck. I've won a lot more with Temporal Mastery than Time Walk. Just saying. Okay. Free Jeweled Lotus. Free Jeweled Lotus. Free all the band cards. So, on that note, Twister is already legal. I agree. I still have the Moxes. I would not complain. Don't own a Black Lotus. I own a Black Lotus, actually, but here's the deal. Is a Mox Opal, not a Mox Opal, a Mox Jet, really that much better than the Soulstone thing that just came out? That card's bonkers, by the way. Bonkers. You did get it right, that one guy. So while we talk about this, because I'm loving all the support here for this. Surely a Nightmare is busted too. What should I add to my Sephiroth deck? We got Sephiroth, Yawgmoth's Bargain. That might actually come out. Too high of a casting cost. The Meat Hook Massacre. Recurring Nightmare. Necropotence. Grave Pact. I need a Dictate of Erebos in here. Swiftfoot Boots. Gate to Phyrexia. Black Market Connections. Bitter Blossom. Tarian's Journal. Sword of Light and Shadow. Baradur. The Darkness Crystal, that might get cut. Too high a casting cost. I have a bunch of Swamps. Fleshbag Marauder. Ashnod's Altar. Snuff Out. Flare of Malice. Great card. Fel the Profane. Deadly Rolic. Deadly Dispute. Yawgmoth's Will. Thoughtseize. Reprocess. High casting costs, that might go. Feed the Swarm. We do have a City of Shadows and a Nixthos in here. The new stones are basically going to be replacements for the original Diamond Cycle, Marble, Sky, Charcoal, Fire, and Moss. But not even just replacements, way better. Those other cards weren't even that great. Crystal Cycle's awesome. Toxic Deluge, Diabolic Intent, Demonic Tutor. Here's actually something for you guys. In this deck, I know Demonic Tutor is a game changer. A Diabolic Intent is actually a better card because it acts as a sack outlet. Blasphemous Edict, Agadeem's Awakening, Absorbent of Time, Wriggling Grub, Warren Soul Trader, goes infinite with Phyrexian Altar or Ashnod's Altar and Gravecrawler, Viscera Seer, Bane Ripper, Umbral Caller, Raven Man, Starscape, Cleric, Shouldred, Reassembling Skeleton, Pitiless Plunderer, Phyrexian Obliterator, Orcish Bowmasters, Morbid Opportunist, Marionette Apprentice, Jadir, Gristlebrand, Grief, Gravecrawler, Forsaken Miner, Endrixar, Drivnod, Braids. Beautiful cards in Sephiroth. Bloodghast, Ayara, Accursed Marauder, Tevishstat. What else can I add to my Sephiroth deck, everybody? I got 3 cuts I might make for some other cards. They are, I'm going to put them right at the top here so I remember. Yawgmoth's Bargain, the Darkness Crystal, and Reprocess. I think I can do better. Glunky. Am I reading these or what? I mean, I can. Are you not familiar with these cards, Glunky? Because I'm happy to go through them. I got time. Flare of Malice is in here, Jason. Absolutely. All right. Your Eldrazi deck, if you want to put an Emrakul in it, but he is banned. I use an Emrakul in mine. But at a high casting cost of 15, there is an argument to not use it. Not with all the other Eldrazi Titans. If you want to see my Eldrazi decks, go to @BobbyMaximus. Oh, 9 Lives would be a great card. I don't have one. I need one in this deck. A 9 Lives would be an awesome card. I need a Carrion Feeder. I know that. A Nether Trader is another one that's a great card that not a lot of people know about that will go in this deck. Dark Ritual, obviously. All cards that could make the cut. Glunky, I don't know what you want me to shake, but tell me what you want me to read. Tell me what cards you want to see. All right? I gotta wrap this up soon. My camera overheats sometimes. It's a really good camera too. It just doesn't do well with streaming. All right, Jason Tobias. Are you attending MagicCon Atlanta? If so, I'll be there playing games with a lot of people, trying to finishing touches for my Merfolk deck. Jason, I am not going to Atlanta. You're breaking my heart, man. For real. I am a featured speaker at something called Strong New York. It's the biggest fitness expo on the East Coast, one of the most prestigious, and I got to be there. Fitness is my main gig. I get paid a lot of money for it. It's like, it is what it is. I really want to go to Atlanta. It's breaking my heart to not be there. But I will be in Vegas after that. Jason, what is the commander of your Merfolk deck? Because I have a killer Merfolk deck. Kumena. Jason, tell me it is Kumena, please. Before I go, make me happy. Tell me it is Kumena. No, you can't have my deck, Glunky. Jason, before I go to the Shadow Realm, who is your Merfolk commander? Let's go. Hopefully it's Kumena, because then I can help you. Come on. Say Kumena. Say Kumena. Storm, I do have a Fitness Channel, official Bobby Maximus. And I did write, just so you know, maybe you don't know me for fitness, but wrote a best-selling book for men's health called Maximus Body. I've been featured in Men's Health hundreds of times. They named me one of the 100 fittest men to ever walk the earth. I fought in the UFC. Won a couple of world Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu titles at Black Belt, Masters. Like my fitness profile is way bigger than my Magic the Gathering one, to be honest with you. But Magic the Gathering is a passion of mine. All right, Jason, so you run Selvin of Sea and Sky. I go with Kumena. You should apologize. Kumena is the best. Do me a favor, Jason. Give me a thumbs up. Are you on Moxfield? That's question number one. Actually, not a thumbs up. Yes or no. Jason, are you on Moxfield? Answer the question. Jason, come on. You're the star of the show right now. Everybody's waiting. Type faster with your fingers. Are you on the Moxfield, Jason? I am. Excellent. Do you subscribe, follow, adhere to Bobby Maximus on Moxfield? Yes or no? If it's a no, fix it now. Great White, I would play a Commander tournament for sure. That'd be an absolute blast. I would love, love, love that. Jason, you follow Bobby Maximus on Moxfield. And yes, Great White, I would play a Commander tournament. You do need to. So Jason, here's what I want you to do. Because all Merfolk builds are somewhat similar, right? I want you to go to my Moxfield. It's Bobby Maximus. Storm and Wolf, awesome. Thank you for the support. Smash that like button if you like Storm and Wolf. So Jason, go to my Moxfield, and I want you to look at the deck, the Lords of Atlantis. Go check it out right now. Tell me what you think. Lords of Atlantis. There are so many good ideas for Merfolk in that deck. I realize there are a couple of things that I'm missing, but they're great. Oh, awesome. Great ideas for Eldrazi in there. I got an added, I think I have a Jeweled Lotus and a Mana Crypt in both, but I got to add them. Just sleeving these up. I promise you the Jeweled Lotuses will be unbanned. Nope. Fitness is always the key, and it will make you better at Magic the Gathering, Storm and Wolf. I'm going to ignore that last comment. All right, Jason, do you see my Kumena deck? Will I just load these Jeweled Lotuses up? My goal is to have a Jeweled Lotus in every Commander deck I own. And even, someone said they don't work in the late game, they might. Because when you got to pay the Commander tax, comes in handy. And in like a Storm deck, it's a free playable spell. So I'm going to load those up in my decks. All right, everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Jeweled Lotuses. Yeah, Arcane Adaptation is a serious card. I just want to read this to the people, because Jason, you're on to something. I'm glad you picked that out. As Arcane Adaptation enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control are the chosen type in addition to other types. The same is true for creatures you control, creatures that aren't on the battlefield. It's a better, for a blue deck, it's a better version of a Maskwood Nexus. Love it, Great White Productions. Did we just become best friends? there we go, guys. Another great episode of Muscles and Magic the Gathering. Got an hour live in here. Got my Jeweled Lotuses. Thank you very much for the support. I am off. Going to put a nice profile picture up for this live. I will save it. Yeah, Michael, you need to buy them. I got these. I got more coming in the mail. Mana Crypts are at an all-time low. Although, Jeweled Lotus, yes, it can be used to cast Ulalek, because it's got Devoid. Thank you, Jason. I will check that out. But Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypts are like $40 right now. Jeweled Lotus is a better purchase, though, because they'll unban Jeweled Lotus before Mana Crypt. I think what you'll see next year is I think Mana Crypt stays banned. I think Jeweled Lotus gets the unban. So go get yourself Jeweled Lotuses. There's the show. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute blast. Thank you for all the support. I'll be back Wednesday night. Really meant a lot to me that everyone came on tonight. This is one of the bigger lives we've had. It's been lively in the chat. Smash that like button. Get this to the top of the algorithm. I think, honestly, guys, I think I have some of the better Magic the Gathering content on the internet. It is the most real, I'll tell you that. I play with absolute 100% real cards. All right? So, I appreciate all the support. I put a lot of love and passion into this thing. I'm going to release another deck tech video tomorrow. So it's going to be a blast. You are welcome, Storm and Wolf. Please come by again. Subscribe. Turn your notifications on. I'm going to put a big deck tech video up tomorrow. It's going to be an absolute blast. And yeah, there we go. Muscles, Magic the Gathering live. Thank you very much for coming. By the way, before I go, everybody, just because I'm trying to experiment with some tech things, how's my sound tonight? Good? I think it was good. Give me a thumbs up if the sound is good tonight. I'm using a new mic. And yeah, I'll come live Wednesday. We'll do some deck tech. I'm working on a couple of decks. I'm working on an insect deck. Maybe we'll talk about that. The goal is to have 100 commander decks. Not a bad